Now, this is a bit of a longer story, so please bear with me as I read this. Because when you use elite speak in your creepypasta, that's when I have to call bullshit. So, let's begin. Usually sitting outside and enjoying the sun is not my thing to do. You see, I'm a full-time gamer. In fact, I'm Major League, and I pretty much love every single game. Like Ride to Hell Retribution. Now,
what does that mean to be a full-time gamer? Does that mean you're getting paid to be a full-time gamer?
Or you're just some guy who writes creepypastas in your mother's basement.
See, then that would make you a part-time gamer, part-time bullshit crappy pasta maker.
That is true. I think the story's already lying. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, wow, he's going to tell us some horrible life experiences he's had with games, and he's going to tell us he never wants to play games again. How cliche. Stop doing my job, you asshole. I will tell you one of my horrible life experiences with a game, but I don't think I'm just going to give up on my love just like that. The only thing I have... What? Oh. It's the only thing I have. It's the only thing I have. I am truly alone. I tip my fedora to you, buddy.
Yeah, man, I feel sorry for you. Now, this doesn't sound like a creepypasta. This sounds like a sad pasta.
It sounds like one of those like people who goes on 4chan and tells you how like pathetic his life is, and then, you know, it's like super sad. It's not like super sad in a way like, oh man, I feel for you. It's super sad in a way like, man, I tip my fedora to you.
Let me put it this way. We're feeling sympathetic for you, meaning we're feeling sorry for you, not empathetic. Not like, oh, our lives is bad too. Like, we know how you feel. No, we feel sorry for you.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't get me wrong. I'm truly alone, but I got Skype and awesome black friends.
That you never see.
I never seen you, but damn it, I love you. All right. The game runs on Unity, and there's no way to find it on the internet.
What's Unity, by the way?
Unity is an engine which is terrible. Well, I mean, the engine itself isn't bad. It's just people. There's something called Unity flipping.
Wait. It said don't even think about it. So,
well, I'm thinking about it. Stop telling me what to do!
That's God! A creepypasta, not me.
I'm doing it, alright? This isn't the haunting hour, don't think about it, alright? Only R. Stein's allowed to tell me not to think about it. Anyway, there's something called asset flipping on the Unity store, and basically people can put up like assets, like, you know, character models, AI pathing,
and bigger asses.
Yeah, and asses, you know, engines, whole engines, and essentially what happens is that people will buy a bunch of assets, like they'll buy a map, they'll buy like an engine, and then they'll buy a bunch of character models, and they won't do anything to it. They'll just put it all into the same thing, and they'll make it into a game. And they always look terrible, and somehow they get onto Steam. It's always made in Unity, and Jim Sterling has even made a YouTube channel all about showing how bad it is. So, that being said, keep in mind that this is made in an engine that looks pretty shit.
Ass.
It looks pretty ass. The game runs on Unity, and there's no way to find it on the internet. Don't even think about it. On the weekend, I would browse the internet for cool free games because I have no life until my eyes turn bloodshot. Usually, I will go on to Game Jolt, but every once in a while, I got a tiny bit adventurous. That's how I found.
Leave the house and go to GameStop.
Sometimes I'll even play Call of Duty, like all the cool kids at school.
Is that what kids still play Call of Duty? Like,
apparently so.
That's whack.
My parents play Call of Duty.
But that's your parents. They're not kids. I don't know.
That's how I found Alone the Game. And I should mention that this Alone isn't spelt with a 10 in the middle of it. Trust me, if it sounds stupid to you now, I was pretty much laughing my ass off about the name then. So I downloaded it and found all the parts on the game with a little zip file. Now, I would quickly like to mention to you, author, just because you recognize it's stupid doesn't make it any less stupid. It means that you knew it was stupid and you put it in there anyway.
Yeah, and you had to mention that you found it in a zip file. You could have just said you found it in a file. I mean, like, that really wasn't necessary.
Why would they put it in a zip file? Why wouldn't they use RAR files? I mean, like, that's what you...
Yeah, that's what I was actually about to say. Like, you need to mention that, like, you tried it on a RIR file, but then you had to convert it to a zip file. Then that would make your story a little bit more believable. But you just mentioned that you found it in a little zip file, and now I think it's bullshit.
Alright, so the story goes on to say, control.txt, setting.txt, and alone.exe. What the fuck? Even at this point, even when it says alone.exe, there isn't a random 10 in the middle of the word. It's all bullshit. And an AVI file entitled A-10-ne watch.
A-10-ne watch.
Nintendo watch.avi. It was about 2 minutes long, and I decided to watch it to see if it had any clues about the game inside. The video was black for about 30 seconds.
Again, black. That's fucking racist.
It is racist, but again, why don't I quickly pause this for you to let you guys know. 30 seconds. That is half a minute. That is a long time to wait, just sitting there looking at a black screen.
He must have a Wii U. Oh!
Wii U pun. Before it zoomed in on a person in their computer chair, looking at the screen. Oddly enough, it looked quite like my computer chair. And hey, it even had a soda on the
Des. Don't even finish that sentence, say des.
If you're writing this story as if this happened to you, and not in present tense, not finishing the word desk is like kind of stupid.
Yeah, he went from past tense to
present
very
tense.
Past tense. Yeah, to present, and then back to past.
It's like
I make the same mistake.
It's like as if the narrator from the Christmas Story was like, as if the narrator's like, and that's when my dad heard me say one of the most offensive cuss words ever, and then it lip synced the narrator's voice to the main character. Oh fuck! And it was just the narrator's voice coming out of the little kids. I'd be like, that's like the best way to put it. Alright.
That's a simple way of putting it.
That's when I realized I was looking at myself. First, I sank down into my chair and was so scared that I swear I shit myself.
Gross.
But after that was over, after the shitting at least, I immediately started to realize that the situation...
Wait, you read that wrong. You said he started to rationalize the situation.
So, I immediately started to idiot the situation. Someone was watching me, that was for sure. Still, there were 3 more questions left unanswered. How was the story written? Did you use spell check? Did you run this by anyone? And is this your first story? I looked behind me for a split second before returning to my computer screen. Unbelievable. The EXE's file name changed itself to playnow.exe. Still looking for alone10.exe. Piece of shit. Now it stood before me. I knew what I had to do. I double-clicked and prepared for the worst. The game started out in a small forest where you played as a man with a small handgun. A message popped up on the screen saying, "Head to the house now."
He must have been playing I Want to Be the Guy.
Quick question. If the AVI was centered behind his desk, why wouldn't he look behind him? Or look around his house for cameras?
If it's an AVI file, wouldn't that make it a video file?
Yeah, it would be a video file, which means that someone was in his house recording him. Why wouldn't he, like, look around his room for clues or anything? And how would that person even know? He would play this game. It's not like he got an email one day and was like, "Yo, I made a game, took a video of you, watched you in the shower, got dick pics. Come on."
Dick pics.
All right. Now, this is a little bit of a long story, so I better get this done quickly.
Yeah.
A message popped up on the screen saying, "Head to the house now." After it said that, I looked up onto the badly designed hill and found what I was looking for. Oddly enough, I learned that if you stay idle without pausing for long enough, the game starts playing itself. I mean, sure, the man walks at a much slower pace, and pretty much walks like a retarded child because it is Unity. He will inch closer and closer to the house. Halfway to the house, yeah,
retarded child.
Projecting there much?
I'm not a social justice warrior, but just.
And I am mentally retarded, so I'm not offended. Yeah, technically. Yeah. I got a retardation in my brain. Gross. And that's why you should give me money on Patreon.
Yes.
Give me money.
Donate
now so I don't have to get welfare. And take your money by force. Suddenly, I begun to realize that whoever had stalked me had great knowledge of every detail in my area. Soon I came out upon a place where all homeless people slept at night. All homeless people slept at night. I decided to pause right there and then and get some rest. I quit, and I went straight to sleep. I had nightmares that night of whoever was stalking me.
Of whatever was stalking you.
Why? That is such an odd transition. Like, man, I played this game for about 10 seconds. Fuck this shit. I had nightmares. Like, what? Like, I was looking for games. You know, I get it, you're tired probably, but you played for like less than 10 seconds. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, and if you paused the game and quit the game, you might as well have just turned it off and like saved the effort and the clutter and just wrote that. Like
holy shit. Octagon. But I knew I had to finish the game. My musty apartment sucked, and when I woke up, my neighbor was angry because there was a leak in the apartment and decided he needed to tell me... decided that he needed to tell the whole world about it. I got up, I know the story is very disjointed.
That last sentence was not necessary at all, by the way. My musty apartment sucked. When I woke up, my neighbor was angry because there was a leak in his apartment and decided that he needed to tell the whole world about it. How did that happen?
See, we made the same mistake. Because...
Yeah, like... Because it reads better.
Yeah.
That's why.
I got up and turned the TV on and flipped to the news to see if anything good happened in America. Sadly, Sandy Hook. I mean... Sorry. That's when I saw something that made me gag. 6 homeless people were killed near the waterfront. I turned off the TV, went to the bathroom, expecting to vomit my guts out. I did it.
Damn, that must have happened in Florida.
Florida, man. Okay, now here's another cliche I'd like to point out. When something that you wouldn't normally puke at, people somehow find the need to almost vomit. Okay, I get it. The idea that a game had similar events to what just happened in real life, that's disturbing. Be disturbed. Be creeped out. Tell your parents. Cut your dick off. I don't care. But when you sit there and from a news story, it's like, oh my god, 6 homeless people died. That's not puke-worthy. Alright, it's not like you saw something so gruesome that it made you puke. In your game,
they wouldn't even show it on the news.
In your game, you barely even mentioned that you didn't even kill anyone. You just saw homeless people in a game. What if the events were completely unrelated? What if it was like I was playing Fallout and I shot someone in the head and I turned on my local news and someone was shot in the head and I vomited right there on my cat. Like, no. These events could be purely coincidental. And you're expecting me to believe that you ran upstairs and almost puked.
Did he mention that he killed 6 people in the video game before this, by the way?
No, he did not. He just saw homeless people. He played for 10 seconds, saw homeless people, and then quit and went to bed and had nightmares about people stalking him.
This doesn't have anything to do with his story. Like, it's not cohesive at all. This is
he saw
writing.
he saw a total of 6 homeless people, and I'm like, there's an idea there, but when you look at it critically, it's just stupid. All right, I turned off the TV, went to the bathroom, expecting to vomit my guts out. I didn't. And I immediately went to my computer to check on the game. The exe name changed again. This time to not alone.exe. This time there is a 10 in there. So technically this story should be called not A-10.
A-10.exe. Yeah. Not a 10-ne.exe.
Yeah, not a 10-ne.exe. Yeah, that's what it should have been called, but I was so scared, and I begun to cry immediately, begun thinking, and, immediately, what? I was so scared, and I begun to cry immediately, begun talking about...
I was so scared that I began to cry, and immediately began talking about how alone I was.
Maybe you should, like, put a comma there.
Yeah, he does. He's using "and" before a comma, so that's not even proper grammar. Continue.
Yeah. How my dad died and my mom gave up on me. What? Why are we
My head is starting to hurt.
Why are we talking about this guy's life story? I was so scared and that I begun to cry and immediately talk about how alone I was. How my dad died and my mom gave me up, and how I was raised in an orphanage for life. What? Orphanage for life? As in, like, you're like 36 years old and you're still in the orphanage. People come by, it's like, can you adopt me? You rub your fat, hairy belly, your stained white tank top. God. Oh my God.
This guy cries a lot, by the way.
Orphanage for life because nobody wanted me. Oh my God. Please stop with the pity party. I even have a friend who is living in a foster family right now. He doesn't act this bitchy about it.
After crying.
Because nobody wanted me. After crying, I knew I had to play the game. Could you, like, just fucking, like, delete the game, you know? And if that doesn't work, destroy your computer? Jesus Christ. Have you ever heard of the phrase, fuck this?
From what I'm taking from this, I think that he is addicted to video games to not face the sorrows of his real life.
I mean, that would make sense if he wasn't such... I mean, like... I know orphans, and they don't act like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
but at the site...
Don't get me wrong, there probably is some mental damage, and you probably would have a mental breakdown like this, but you wouldn't be sitting there like, man, nobody wants me, I'm a piece of shit. You know, maybe you would, maybe you would, but I mean, we're in a story where someone is videotaping you in your room, and you find homeless people in the game and assume that it's your fault that 6 people died.
It seems like at the sight of anything but a video game, he either shits himself, cries, or vomits. That's what I'm getting from this douchebag.
Oh my God, you're right.
It is, isn't it? Like, it seems like I love video games, I'm a full-time gamer, but everything else I do, I can't do it because I will have a bowel movement.
And that's why I live with my mom, or sorry, she gave me up. I live in an assisted living home, living off of welfare and Cheetos.
Because you got a spastic colon.
I was, of how alone I was, how my dad and my mom gave up to me, and how I was raised in an orphanage for life. About 35 now, and nobody wants me. After crying, I knew I had to play the game. When I started, he moved to the apartment doors, but this time I couldn't move my character. I could only watch. He shot everyone in the lobby. Everyone. He then reloaded and it hopped on the elevator to the 7th floor. My floor.
Hopped. What is he? What is he, like Super Mario?
Yeah, he's like, Mamma mia! Ooh, a fire flower! Okay, also, can you not do this, writers? He hopped onto the elevator. Floor 7. My floor. When you put a period, that's a pause. If you want a ellipses, as in, you know, like floor 11, my floor, you know, like that, you put 3 periods. A single period insinuates it's the end of a sentence, which means you just do a normal pause. That just looks like shit. I tried pausing. No. Shutting off my computer. It didn't work either, as it said that it couldn't close the game, even when I shut off my computer.
I tried pausing, no use. Shutting off my PC didn't work either, as it said that I couldn't close the game. So, like, when he tried to close it, it would just go, ding! Can't close the game.
It looks like you're trying to write a creepypasta. Want some help?
Is that his computer talking?
No, that's the little paperclip, Microsoft paperclip guy.
Oh yeah, I like that paperclip. Whatever happened to that thing? I love that thing.
Everyone hated it.
Oh really?
And killed it.
I guess I'm in my own boat then, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I want to be in my own boat anyway. Get out.
Get out. Okay. Shutting on my PC didn't work either, and then it said that it couldn't close the game. As I looked away, the door flew open. It went black. I woke up in an ER with Dr. House standing over me, rubbing my nipples, telling me it'll be alright and he'll adopt me. And they said that they had caught the man who did this to me. Everyone who lost their lives, I felt like it was all my fault. Yeah, what's your fault? I mean, like, if there's
I woke up in the ER. They said they had caught the man who did it all to me. Who did it all to me. As in, like, he, what, like, fucked you doggy style, then missionary. Then after that, he probably, like, shoved the freaking light bulb up your ass or something.
And everyone who lost their lives, I felt like it was my fault. Yeah, it is kind of your fault. I mean, you didn't have to play the game again. You could have deleted it. You could have been like, fuck this, I'm not gonna play into his game. But no, you're like, fuck it, you know, I like being a little bitch. Maybe someone will doubt me if I be a little bitch.
Yeah.
They said that before the killer was shot by the police, immediately stated his name, Dan Springfield, my father's name.
Why? It should have mentioned that his
dad died, and some guy with his dad's name killed a bunch of people, and oh my god, that's so fucking stupid.
Why didn't he mention that in the beginning, like his dad's name was Dan Springfield? Like, it probably would have made a lot more sense for it to, like, put the...
No, and I didn't even read that right. Dan Springfield, my father's name. Was that why my mother said that he was brain dead? I couldn't know for sure. All I knew is that everyone was safe from him. I write this from my hospital with a laptop they gave me.
Who's
Everything seems to be going... Wait, I hear gunshots. Are they sure they killed him? I think he's coming. I'm starting to hear footsteps down the hall.
The hospital hallway in which police were able to find both the dead body and Sam Springfield as well as his laptop. Post up that image.
Wow. Whoa. What? That is Google stock.
It is Google stock. I like Google stock photos. It's perfect.
Yeah, but when you're sitting there like trying to say this is the hospital where it happened, and you got this when you obviously looked up creepy hospital hallway, this isn't what a hospital hallway would look like ever. Even like at night, they usually keep the lights on more than that.
Yeah, matter of fact, you wouldn't even have a dark hallway in a hospital because they got generators. Like, what the hell, like. You know, and if he got shot, he would be able to finish the sentence of saying somebody barged into the room with a gun and then bang. Because we don't really know what happened. What happened? He started hearing footsteps down the hall. And now what? What? Like, he's in the hallway, not in your room. Like, come on, like, finish. Like... Was he in the hallway? No, he was in his hospital.
No, he was in a hospital bed, but he said that his dad was coming down the hallway shooting people.
Yeah, but it doesn't mention that he came into his room. So, I mean, I'm starting to hear footsteps down the hallway. It's like you just gave up on your story and said, fuck it. I'm dead. Literally, like I'm not gonna even finish the story. I'm like just dead, and I'm just gonna post this online.
Like with my last breath, I pressed the enter key and posted this. And you want to know something funny, man? You know why he posted this?
Why?
Do you know what the name of this kid was?
Sam Springfield? Who's that?
No. The name of this kid was...
And his name is John Cena!
Really?
I did that.
I love it.